trousers up when you give me that beer. Hello YouTube. Unless you've been living under a bridge for the last few days, you're likely to have noticed that EA and DICE have dropped their announcement for the newest entry in the Battlefield series, Battlefield V. The V, of course, has a double meaning, in that through the magic of Roman numerals, it denotes the fifth major entry into the franchise and also stands for victory. Set in World War II, the single-player campaign looks to tell some new stories outside of those oft-used ones from the UK and the US armies, which are normally the focus of these games. To this end, Norwegian and French resistances to the Nazi occupation reportedly make up a great deal of the war stories portion of the game. With me so far? Good. The reveal trailer was going swimmingly, showing some beautiful in-engine shots of the usual over-the-top action fans of the franchise have come to expect. But then, out of nowhere, and to the dismay of miserable fucks across the globe, the developers threw a curveball and incurred the wrath of the internet's piss-boy fraternity by having the absolute audacity to feature a woman as a playable protagonist in 2018. But it didn't stop there. Not only are we forced to play as a woman, she's displayed prominently on the cover just like the lead characters in other games. I know, the absolute nerve. Some choice reactions can be found on world-renowned Echo Chamber and the main piss-boy headquarters outside of Reddit, Twitter. Such as this one from A995, who profoundly says, "LOL, a woman on the front cover? Are we going to have a tranny game next?" Incredible. You c***. A great deal of the negative press follows the standard piss-boy way of thinking, that the nefarious feminist agenda, which is of course not a real agenda, has forced the developers into including a woman on the cover. There's no way they would have chosen this themselves, because, according to internet user CMDR_flammable banter, women during the Second World War played such an insignificant role that it's historically inaccurate to include them. And besides, war titles such as the early Medal of Honor games didn't have female soldiers. A cursory bit of research presents you with information about brave resistance fighters like Lieutenant Simone Seguin, who, along with other females, made up about 20% of the total French resistance and took part in numerous daring raids of Nazi encampments. And it also points you in the direction of 2000's Medal of Honor Underground, which had only one soldier featured on the box art, and that was a woman. In short, hardly any of this is new, and for the most part, given the context of video games, it isn't historically inaccurate. But you'd know that if you ever listened at school or read a World War II history book, and actually, it probably wouldn't bother you at all if you'd ever stopped sweating enough to talk to a real live female. The rage at supposed historical inaccuracy continued into the night when, after being presented with facts like we've just been over, many people began backtracking on their original stance, stating that whilst they have no problem playing as a woman, they do have a problem with her fighting a war with a prosthetic limb. Because that just didn't happen in wartime, man. Fair point, surely, seeing as these games have never played fast and loose with what actually happens in wartime, right? Unlucky because they have. Being shot in the face and then hiding behind some sandbags until you heal completely, didn't happen. Standing on a horse and wielding a flamethrower as you mow down your enemies, didn't happen. Running along the top of a moving zeppelin, didn't fucking happen, mate. These were all featured in previous instalments of your favourite war games, and I don't remember this kind of backlash marring those releases. It's almost as though you don't like a woman being featured, but rather than own your own shitty beliefs, you're haphazardly grasping at something else, anything else, so that you can justify your hatred of females in your favourite things. Essentially, if you're annoyed that a woman is one of the protagonists in this game, I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel your game is ruined. I'm sorry that you think historical accuracy is standing on a horse and using a flamethrower. I'm sorry about your face, your opinions, and your fucking attitude. Do the planet a favour, bro flakes. Have a fucking wank and a cry, then sort your fucking lives out. Until next time, YouTube. I'm getting on.
Yeah,
Good.
someone left the match.